Okay, happy Wednesday, everyone. We are live here at Small Arms Combatives. This is our Wednesday night live gear discussion. So, tonight I'll highlight a couple things. So, if you watch the recording of this and you're not watching it live, we'll talk about danglers tonight. And then we have, we'll talk about anything you want, but we have chest rigs. We got the larger ones. We got the micro rigs. We have crossbody bags over there. We got various magazine pouches. We have fanny sacks. We have all kinds of stuff over there. So these are the two danglers that we currently make. This is our samurai dangler, and then this is our larger dangler sack right here. And so we can talk about those. Plenty of Velcro. That way it never comes off. But we've been making these products ever since we started sewing, pretty much. We have had numerous requests for dog collars, and this is a dog collar. This one here is in pink. It's that hot pink color. It's kind of a two-tone, so black and pink. They adjust via this strap right here. You just kind of, run this through the buckle or whatever. So I can loosen it, tighten it, and then it can go through that part there. But it'll surely go around the dog's neck. So just for reference, there you go. I'll put this on for the whole world to see. Get on there. But yeah, so there we go. Dog collars. Those are pretty nice. We actually don't have these on the website. I've only made these by request. But I think I'm going to start putting them on the website. So if you're watching, give us that thumbs up. How this works is you type in the comments some things that we would like to discuss. If you want to see a piece of kit or some gear that we make, we can go pull it off one of the racks over there, and we can talk about it. Other than that, I'm going to sit here and sew some product. But type some stuff in the comments, and we can have a conversation about whatever you would like to talk about. We can talk about gear. I don't really talk about politics that much. I just want everyone to be an American. But we can have a discussion on that if you want to. We can talk about sewing. We can talk about farm life. We can talk about raising a garden. So I know it's springtime. We're all planting, right? You have a garden that you're trying to plant, and it's all kinds of neat stuff. So put stuff in the comments, and we'll see what shows up, and I'll hope to answer it. We are live, right? Okay. So something that I've been toying with is kind of like an EDC pouch, sort of a zippered EDC pouch. And I sewed one already, and I actually got it in my vehicle right now, but I've only sewed one of these. So this will be the next new product that we're going to have out. It's going to be the size of this is it, and it basically folds in half, and then it will zipper, and inside it will have some pockets. So I'm actually going to sew that on live, and we'll see how that turns out. I sewed one before. The sizing works, the templates are working, and we're going to use a number 5 zipper for it, so it is a smaller zipper. Everything else that we have uses the number 10s for the most part. Just kind of trimming that up a little bit. Let's see, we have anything in the comments yet? I'm trying a widescreen tonight, so I turned the video sideways so you guys can see. If you have a question, let us know. you have a question about a belt, that's usually a pretty good question regarding belts or something like that. So I'm going to see how this little pouch right here turns out. So where do we begin? I think we'll start with some edge taping, and this will go on the pocket. So this will give us our edge for our pocket. So let's pull that up forward, and we're going to start rolling with it. So while I have that right there in the machine, I'll go ahead and kind of start this one. Actually, I'm going to probably cut that. So I usually run one piece right into the next piece. So I cut that, but the way I want to do this, I want to start the edge tape in the center before I come around with it. This is kind of the idea with that. A little too much tension there. So when we get to these corner pieces, I like to take like a just like a little screwdriver here and kind of stuff it and sew it as I go. And I can kind of take one piece, one little stitch at the time, sew it, move it, stuff it. That way the corners look nice and clean. So I can make that turn. I can take that screwdriver is just a flathead screwdriver. I can stuff more of that edge taping in there, kind of sort of pleat it, I guess you could say, until I finally make that turn. I can go down the next side. Kind of lift the presser foot, pull a little bit more of that ribbon material. So that's grow grain webbing is what I'm using for this edge tape. And then we'll sew the zipper onto that. Kind of lift the presser foot, pull a little bit more edge tape out. Next corner, lifting the presser foot a little bit, get a couple stitches. And I can reduce that stitch length as well. So going around these corners, pull a little bit more of that material out. The last corner. Everyone having a good work week so far? This week hasn't been too busy. We have some classes coming up this weekend, so if you're located somewhere near central North Carolina, check us out at Small Arms Combatives. We do training classes as well. Do some of the best pistol training around. We do a pretty good job with rifle training as well. I'll clip that thread before it gets in my work, and then I have to cut it out. And then this is where we started and ended. much done with that. Cut this. I wonder, let's see if we have any comments. I know we got a few folks watching. I haven't tried to see if I can see your comments yet. Someone say hi or at least something. That way I know that you've tried to type a comment. Hopefully I can see it. This is the first week that I've turned the orientation widescreen. See if I can pick up on the comments. Anyways. Alright, so I'm gonna sew around this one good time. Get really close to the edge there. Really lock this in, make it look good. So I don't want to sew too much on this edge tape because I'll actually be sewing the zipper onto that, and I don't want like a lot of excess stitching. It just will make it look like it's too many stitches. So that's kind of the idea. And this is a new product. It's not on the website. It's just going to be like an EDC pouch. So far I've sewed one of these for myself to kind of see how it works, and I'm going to sew the zipper on, and then it's going to basically kind of fold in half like that. So let's see how this basically works. Okay, so we can sew the pockets on this too. So I could sew that edge tape on as well. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna put a little tail on that. Get that screwdriver again, kind of push some more of that edge tape material into that turn. And I'll do that throughout the turn there. type something in the comments if you want to have a conversation, or we can talk about some gear. I'm talking about a few things tonight. So we do have some of our danglers. This is our larger dangler SAC, and this is our smaller samurai dangler. The Velcro is on the back of this one, but that's what we have. So if you have a question about any of these products that we sew, we have chest rigs, rifle slings, we have micro rig, the larger chest rigs, we have the rifle slings, we have crossbody sacks, we have the danglers, we have mag pouches, pistol mag pouches, fast draw pouches, whatever you like to see. Put it in the comments, we'll show it to you and we can go over that on camera. But these are the danglers that we're kind of highlighting in the video tonight. Other than that, I'm sewing kind of like an EDC pouch. So I'll put a zipper on this and it'll basically fold in half. It'll zip, and then we'll have some pockets in here for this. So this is in multicam black. This is going to be a new product, so I'm still kind of working some things with this. But so far, I've been putting my Apple headphones inside of this case, and I wear a watch. So if I'm doing something at the gym, let's say, and I want to take my watch off, put some wrist straps on or something like that, then I won't be running the risk of scratching my watch up. So I have a pouch to put the watch in. So that's basically what I've been using mine for. Kind of marking the center of this. I have the template right here. So everything pretty much gets built on paper before we start building product. But I think we'll call this the EDC pouch. We might make them in different sizes. I don't know yet. But we've had some repeat customers that, you know, hang around and they name some of our stuff for us. So it's just pretty cool. But anyways, I'm going to put a loop on that. So that's got to go on there. And we also got to sew a zipper as well. So I have some webbing here. I don't know what I'll do with it. I have some multicam black webbing. We just buy it in like the big rolls here. This is a brand new roll of it. But here's some multicam black webbing. We use this stuff for like multicam black rifle slings. Made in USA. Says multicam on it, so everyone knows it's the real stuff. And I'm gonna put like a kind of a loop on the back of this thing. And I want the loop to be on the top here. I want it opposite of the pocket so you can hang it from stuff. So I'm gonna just kind of put an X on that side. Don't show me where that needs to go. So I can take it and double that around. And I can make a loop so you can put like a S-beaner or carabiner or hang your keys off of it. You know, whatever you want to do with that. So kind of double that up there. That looks good. Got a spot to cut it. This is multicam black 55-301 webbing. So it's looks like multicam black to me. Throw that back over there. So I'll sew that loop on. This is gonna double back, kind of like so. So we're gonna stitch this on now. All right, so there's the back of it. You got a loop there for a like an S-beaner. You can put a carabiner. You can put, you know, loop your keys to that or whatever. So we got some pockets, and just by sewing the back of that on, that actually divides up these pockets as well. So this is like an EDC pouch. It is not on the website, so I'm kind of sewing this as kind of a new idea. I've sewed one for myself, and I've been putting like my Apple headphones, charging cords in there, been putting my watch in there, stuff like that. So I'm going to bind this all together now with some number 5 zipper. So I'm going to see how this goes. Rip that apart. One zipper for one side, one for the other. And if you're new to our Wednesday night gear discussion, you can type anything you want in the comments. I'll respond to it, and we can have a wonderful conversation about gear. We can talk. If you want to see a piece of gear that I'm not showing on video right now, I'll run and fetch it. Speaking of fetching, we did do some dog collars. This is in hot pink and black. Done those this week. We did a bunch of these danglers. So these are like our samurai dangler. Pretty neat. They got grommets and stuff on the bottom. That's the larger dangler. So if you want to see some of the warfighter gear that we have, just sound off in the comments. We'll be glad to share with you all of those things. So if you have a question about something, we'll be glad to answer it. So I'm going to shove this underneath the machine now. We're going to get started sewing on that. So I'm going to sew about half of that zipper, and I'm going to use the edge tape, which is a 1/2 inch wide, as that guide as to where I need to sew this. And then that way there's like some depth to this pouch. It's kind of the idea there. And I'll just use like the presser foot. The presser foot on this machine is at a 1/2 inch, and the center portion of the walking foot is a 1/4 inch. So I use that all the time to reference the seam allowance. That's what you're supposed to call it, at least. So I can kind of make this turn now. I appreciate the thumbs up. Whoever stuck that up there, that's what's up. Makes these videos able to be seen by other people. That certainly helps. Hitting the thumbs up button is free. It doesn't cost a thing. Anytime I notice, other businesses that I associate with, or if they're a local business and I see them on Facebook, I'll also hit that thumbs up button. One thing I noticed about sewing this particular pouch is it's not a very hard pouch to sew, but it is not a very speedy process to sew this. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking like a flathead screwdriver. I'm just kind of stuffing the zipper underneath that machine, underneath the presser foot in these turns, until I get it all turned out and situated there. Come down to the main length of the project here. Trying to get to the end, kind of do some reversing, kind of lock that in. So there's one side of the zipper done, and that's actually perfect as far as the stitching. It's right on top of the stitches that I've already made, so that's a plus. We can put a lot of stitches and stuff and it's going to be strong, but when you just have like way too many lines of stitching, sometimes you have that stitching kind of cross other lines of stitching and it just looks like crap. Not professional looking at all. It looks like someone brand new to sewing sewed it, but there's one side, and we'll slide the zippers on whenever we get ready to close this up. It's going to be pretty easy. This isn't that bad of a pouch to sew at all. Had that upside down. Okay. I've sewed several, well, not several, but I've done it before. I've sewed together things and I forgot to put the zipper in, like the actual zipper pull, and it just sucks because I tack everything in like several times, and that's how we sew our zipper stops, is just tack it in. And with this machine and like the thread that we use, like when something has been tacked in, we've done several rows back and forth. Like it's tacked for good. If you try to cut the threads out, like I've done it before, often I end up cutting the material along with the threads. That's just how well it's held in there. So Okay, so we have our zipper on. We're just going to kind of finalize this. We'll cut the zippers to the same length on each end, and then we don't want this part to be like super tight. We want it to have some kind of give, and the reason for that is you won't be able to close the pouch right. So that's an important aspect there. While we got those the same length and give. Hit it with the flame. So we like to give it a little bit of wiggle room there before we kind of close it up. So we'll cut that the same length as well. Flame it up. Alright, then we'll put the zipper on. You know, these smaller zippers are a little bit more tricky than the large ones. They're smaller to work with. Bigger is better. That's what she said. I think I might hit a nerve with some folks with that. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, that's the part that I'm talking about, is making sure that it has give. Like in that corner, I should be able to poke out that corner for that to go on there. And this is actually looking really good. So I just need to put the other one on now. I'll sew some end stops on that zipper as well. One essential thing is we want to make sure that the zippers are the same length. And I didn't get it that time. Sometimes it's easier just to kind of pull it all the way through to the other side. And then put the two end pieces together. That way we don't have like a gap. These smaller zippers are a pain. I usually use the number 10s we use number 10s for all the other products. These are number 5 YKK zippers. Alright, so I got that perfectly lined up. I just can't get it on there. There we go. Alright, so we're going to try to pull the zipper pull through that hole. So what I usually do is I cut the zipper pulls off, and so that's what I was talking about right there. Like you end up having that gap there from not having it lined up perfect. So what I'll probably need to do is just run these zippers all the way through. And just push them all the way through. Looks like this side here wants to be a little longer. So what I'll do is I'll pull that one off, and we'll just make a slight adjustment. No big deal, no big deal. Alright, let's see how that lines up now. That was the part I was talking about, making sure that we have some give in that corner for that zipper. Alright, there we go. Alright, we got it now. So that way there's no hump there like we saw the first time. So both the zippers pretty much come together like they're supposed to. So now that we got that right, I can sew the zipper stops in. So I kind of come out there, and what I'll do is I'll probably just cut a piece of like road grain webbing here and just sew like a zipper stop on. I got enough tail material there to be able to do that. So I can cut off like a piece of this webbing. Just kind of wrap the end up there, and that'll be a good way to do that. The first one I actually sewed these in, but I kind of want those end stops for the zippers to have some give in those corners so that zipper doesn't actually bind up. So I'm going to try this and kind of let it do its own thing in there. Or actually, I might actually just kind of give it some material, push that up in there, and then sew it in. Probably be the way that I probably should do that. So kind of tack it in and hide it. I can do that as well. But the issue is when I sew that end piece in, will it cause it to bind up, and you won't have anything to be able to close that pouch with, because like that part there kind of needs to be able to be movable in a way. So I want to maybe grab hold of that and zip it. So kind of the idea there, but I don't know. I think it'd probably be safer to do it this way. Just kind of make an end stop for these zippers and sew those in. Kind of roll this around the end. That'll keep the zippers from ever coming loose. Yet again on this one, just sew these in. Yeah, let's do it that way. Let's see what we got. I can cut off a piece of webbing. We'll see the size that I need it. Plus an inch hemmed over. Yeah, this will look way neater, and I'll just give it some room to play a little bit. That's how I sewed the last one. It was not a problem. So I can push some of that material in and I can still pull that zipper. That's like, that was the concern, is will I still be able to pull on that zipper? So it's kind of the idea. It does need to be able to have some play in it. So yeah, so if I sew that zipper in right there, it'll still have some play. So I'm going to tack that one time right there. And we'll have that. Just a matter of getting it underneath the presser foot. Kind of tack that in a couple times. We'll go back and forth with it. Yeah, this will definitely give the inside more of a finished look if we do it this way. It's really not any more work, so it'll make the product look better to have that piece of ribbon down the middle, and it's gonna hide the end stops for those zippers. Plus, I can still open and close that zipper right there, no problem at all. But you gotta have something to stop the zipper. So now we just gotta play with this zipper over here on this side and figure out where we need to have it stuffed in order to get that zipper to close properly. Alright, so I think I found that spot. I'll bring that webbing in, we can fold it over. And probably what I want to do is I found that spot, and I'll tack the zipper, and then that way it won't move from that spot. There we go. Cut a lot of that excess zipper right there that I won't need. That'll look just a lot better. Alright, so this is looking like it's going to look pretty good. I'll sew in that end piece of ribbon. That'll clean up the inside of this pouch. And it'll still close on us just fine. There we go. Alright, going with this pouch. See how it looks. Alright, so that gives it more of a finished look on the inside there. And then we got a couple of pockets. So I've been putting like charging cables and like headphones. I prefer headphones with a cord, like the Apple headphones. And then of course it'll zip right up on both sides. That still wants to stick a little bit. Yep, there we go. So there it is. That's the EDC pouch. I probably could put like a piece of Velcro or something on the outside of that. You think that might make it look more tactical? I don't know. Tell us what you think in the comments. But it's got a little bit of thickness to it. It's got a loop right there so you can, you know, attach your keys or, you know, something like that too. Opens up and will fillet open, so should lay out pretty flat. And grab the zippers and zip it up. So there it is. That's the second one basically I've sewed. Sewed it pretty much the same way as the first one. Doesn't take too long to sew. I'm still kind of experimenting there a little bit, but hopefully everyone enjoyed catching us on live tonight. We didn't get that many comments tonight. Maybe everyone's doing something tonight besides watching this. I know it's Wednesday. Maybe people eating dinner and stuff, or church and stuff. But did want to talk about these danglers. These are pretty neat. This is the Samurai Dangler. They're pouches that can hang underneath a plate carrier. They are Velcro lined. The Samurai is Velcro lined on one side there. You get grommets, Velcro on the front. You can put your favorite patch. The way the lid is sewn on that pouch is so that when you open it up, the dangler, you know, holds open basically for you. I don't know if people do this, but I've seen it done before. But people have attached tourniquets via like elastic cord through those grommets right there. And we use like the best grommets, by the way. These grommets, they have teeth in them, so they're never gonna move, and you can't twist them because they have those teeth. Plus, you can see the stitch in there. We sew a piece of webbing for the bottom of this thing, and that's actually what we punch the grommet through. So you have a layer of Cordura, and then you have another layer of like webbing, like the kind of webbing that I use basically for the loop. So you have webbing for that. So super duper grommets. Okay, they got teeth on them. This is the larger dangler. Has a zip portion right there for stuffing admin type of things. This is the back. Got Velcro there so it dangles. These can also be repurposed as like a crossbody bag or a fanny sack. All you need to do is order the straps You can get the straps with this. That's an option when you order them on the website. And then, of course, these will fully open. So we've got Velcro on both sides here. We do finish the inside of these, so they are edge taped. There's some companies out there that make a very similar item. They don't edge tape them, and neither do they use these large. These are the number 10 zippers, so they're the biggest zippers, so you will never have a zipper failure. And so that's going to be the dangler sack that we have here. This is sewn out of 500D as well. There's only a couple things that we're sewing 1000D with. We do some of the magazine pouches, like the like our fast mag pouches. We want the stiffness, so we'll sew those out of 1000D. There's a few bags that we'll sew in 1000D just for the stiffness. 500 actually looks better, and it's not as grainy, so you get a better look. So a lot of the gear that we sew for looks, we want to try to sew it with 500D. All right. Other than that, if don't have anybody to join us in a conversation tonight, we're going to sign off here. We've been on for just about an hour now, and catch us back next Wednesday. We'll do another live, and hopefully everyone has a good evening. Over and out.